Welcome back everybody to another update video. We don't have all that much to look at today, only 5 films, but we do have a couple from the Premium Collection, and I found a couple of gems from CEX as, I went in there looking as I traded in several Blu-rays that I have recently upgraded to 4K and got about £31 in a voucher back from them. Didn't spend all of it though, because obviously it depends on what stock they have in there, and it's never predictable what stock they have in there because it's all second-hand stuff, so it rotates regularly. But I did find one of my favourite 90s films, Event Horizon. Sorry about the glare there. But yeah, this is a great sci-fi horror as far as I'm concerned. Not as great as it could have been. It could have been a whole lot better. But with what's there, I really enjoy it. It's got a great cast. It's got Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne. And yeah, the visual style is great. The horror elements really work. The design of the ship is great, and all the sci-fi stuff really does hold up. And yeah, and it's a fantastic effort. I highly recommend looking at it if you've never seen it before. It was only £8 in CEX, so that's pretty cheap. And yeah, another 90s favourite, Reservoir Dogs. Now, yeah, this again wasn't all that expensive. It was only £4. Also from the 90s. It's 1993, isn't it? Or 1991 or 1992, I can't remember. But either way, this again also has a great cast. You've got Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Turney and Michael Madsen. So fantastic cast, and the directorial debut from Quentin Tarantino. And yeah, superb film. Another one of those like I've seen recently called Hangmen Also Die, where the act that motivates the rest of the plot isn't actually seen. They rob a bank and you don't see the actual robbery, you just see the after effects, and it's really good at, you know, building tension and showing you via, you know, character interactions what actually happened. And yeah, that's really rather nicely done. And finally, in terms of standard Blu-rays, we have Witchfinder in General, which is yeah, easily one of the best Vincent Price films out there, and it's the last of the great ones that it was in that I have seen that I had yet to own. So this is going to really you know, not just bump up my Vincent Price collection, but also make it even better, because yeah, this is a superb horror film. It's set during the English Civil War, when Oliver Cromwell were fighting for control over the Royalists. And yeah, basically Vincent Price tries to take advantage of the chaos by being a witchfinder general, and yeah, getting paid for claiming that people are witches when they blatantly aren't. And yeah, incredibly violent for the time. As you can see, it's an 18, and yet it's from 1968, which is yeah, right on the cusp of, you know, the 70s and all of that kind of violence happening. It's around the same time as Bonnie and Clyde and The Wild Bunch, where yeah, these three films basically like move the violence right to the forefront of film. So yeah, 3 fantastic films there, and all 18 rated as well, which I've just realised. And yeah, finally we have a couple of Premium Collection films from you know, HMV. There's not that many from the Premium Collection that I actually still want, but these two I have been keeping my eye on. Luckily there's a 2 for £15 sale on at the moment, so even though these aren't either my favourites or ones I haven't seen, you know, they are cheap, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, the first of which is Ice Station Zebra. Now I have actually seen this one. It's a fairly decent Cold War thriller from 1968. This is number 69 in the collection. And yeah, it's a little bit lengthy at nearly 2.5 hours, but yeah, it's still a really solid film. It's got a great cast. It's got Rock Hudson, Ernest Borgnine, Patrick McGoohan and Jim Brown. And yeah, this is a double disc, so you get the Blu-ray and the DVD. And yeah, really solid Cold War thriller. Not particularly great, certainly not the best of the genre, certainly not the best, you know, kind of war film from the period either. But yeah, good cast, and yeah, like so many of these Premium Collections, you do get art cards. So you get the poster there, then you get 3 shots from the film. Really nicely done, nice gloss on them, and I like the name of the title in the corner there, which is really nice to see. As you can see though, the sets on this film do look extremely fake, which is kind of charming in its own right. And finally there's Ernest Borgnine in his really rather typical 60s snowsuit. And finally we have a film I haven't seen, but I've heard a great thing about, or great many thing about, so yeah, I decided to get it, and that is Harper, starring the great Paul Newman. But it's also got Lauren Bacall, Janet Leigh, Robert Wagner, and Shelley Winters. They've got other cast members at the bottom there, but I'm not particularly familiar with them. But yeah, this is supposed to be a really well of a good detective film. And yeah, I basically say what it says on the back here as, yeah. William Goldman's clever script throws quips and a parade of La La Land characters Harper's way. There's a woman of means, played by Lauren Bacall, a gun-toting attorney, played by Arthur Hill, a poolside gigolo, played by Robert Wagner, a boozy ex-starlet by Shelley Winters, a jazz junkie, played by Julie Harris, Harper's estranged wife, Janet Leigh, and the unholy order of the Temple of the Clouds, led by Strother and Martin. Each may possess a clue or a bullet for Harper. So, yeah. Looks really, really rather good. Just over 2 hours long, but it looks like it's got a typical 60s style and flair going for it, which I'm all about, quite frankly. And yeah, as per usual, a double disc, DVD and the Blu-ray. But this one, unlike iStation Zebra, you not only get art cards, but you also get a poster. And the art cards are as follows. You just get the artwork on the front of the Blu-ray there. And you get 3 shots from the film, so there's Paul Newman there. Along with, I imagine that's Janet Leigh. And then Paul Newman again, in between a pair of cars. And finally Paul Newman once again. Quite frankly, if you were a cross between Paul Newman and Steve McQueen from the time, you'd have been the coolest person on the planet. And finally, you get a poster, which is really rather nice. It's a nice landscape one, which is nice to see. And yeah, looks superb. Again, with all the cast on it. And Paul Newman on the front there. So, yeah, really nice landscape poster there. I do like the fact that Premium Collection films mix up between landscape and portrait ones, because obviously it's a bit boring if you only have all of the same kind of type. But yeah, there we go. There's those 5. Pretty much got those on Saturday when I went out to Blackpool, which is near me, because HMV is there, and it's pretty much the only reason I go there. It's because of HMV. But yeah, they had a lot of good stuff going on in HMV. I got Witchfinder General and those 2 Premium Collections. And like I said, I got Reservoir Dogs and Event Horizon from CEX. So yeah, 5 fantastic films there. Well, 4 fantastic films. I hope Harper is fantastic as well. But either way, yeah, a nice collection of films there to add to my already burgeoning collection. And yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.